Okay, so let's resume. Okay, let's resume this session. Today's second goal is write your first program for a robot. Okay, and you guys need to learn what it is state machine. Okay, so what is state machine? State machine is something pretty simple. To represent in a program, it's just a couple of switch statements. Take a look at it here. Okay. See. So how many of you know Java? How many of you know what is a switch statement? What is switch statement?
I think I probably learned it before.
It's here, right?
Oh yeah.
You have a switch statement on the top, and in the bracket, you have a integer number, then follow another expression called case. Whenever this number, state number, equal to any integer number after that, the program will jump to the session at here. Got it? This is a switch statement.
Wait, is that just like else?
Something like if else with
more cases.
With more cases.
Okay.
Okay? So, and do remember, in the Java, it requires you have a break at the end of the case. If you miss this break, the program behaves off. It's called fail through. If you don't have this break, you go to case 0, you will immediately execute code at the next case. Right? Most common mistake you make when you implement a state machine is you forgot the break. Okay? So then we talk about the first program we're going to implement. It's an on-off gamepad button. You have a game console, right? In the game console, you have a lot of buttons.
No games.
Right? So when you press button A, you will do something. When you press button A again, you will do different thing.
Isn't that start A, start B?
It's a different case. We'll talk about the toggle button. Do you guys know what is toggle button?
Yeah.
Press once, it's on. Press once more, it's off. Right? Right? Right?
Yes.
It is very simple tasks. And in the state machine, it's implemented like this way, right? In the beginning, you set this state value to 1. Okay? This 1 means the button is on. Then when you run this loop, basically internally, the engine itself or the FTC program will keep running the loop again. Just think this loop like a forever loop. It run over again. Anybody tell me when this state is 1, where the program will execute?
Case 1.
We'll jump to here, right? Say, and in the FTC, if you type telemetric add data state 1, this command will send a message to a driver station phone. And you are going to see a message called stay on in your driver station phone. Got it? This is called telemetric data. Telemetric data, it is sending message between 2 devices. They call telemetric. Just think about your 2 phones, 2 different devices. They talk to each other, right? Got it? So, and can anybody follow this program and tell me what's going to happen? First, you send out the state to on. Then, hey guys, Then what?
Then it checks if gamepad.
If the button A is pressed, then change the state to 0, which means off.
Yeah. Then then you exit the program, then go back to loop again.
It says change state to 1.
What? Right?
Is that the bug?
What?
The second one also says if button A press change state to 1.
What?
Look on the.
Oh, it does. It's
In the
it's-
comments.
I know.
Yeah, but it's the same.
Oh, it's a deal. Sorry, that's a comment. So you change to 0. Okay. Got it? So if you follow this logic, do you think this thing will work?
Probably not.
Why?
Because you gave it on that website, so it didn't work.
My statement is it will partially work. So I want you guys to load this program.
Yeah, add delay.
Oh yeah, because it's gonna immediately go on and off. And then
Why?
Oh yeah, because it's the same
sort of
button.
one case in the
Oh,
other.
because it
Because
when you hit the button, it checks it again.
So when you press the button, it goes like my auto clicker.
Exactly.
It depends on how fast this loop over, right?
It was pretty fast though.
Yeah.
Solutions. Add delay. You put it right below.
For a moment.
So you have to basically
Click spare settings.
in FTC cell phone, okay? This loop will go execute at least 50 times per second.
Oh wow.
When you press on the button, you think it is one click. Within this period, it is not one click. It
So
depends.
it doesn't.
And it depends on how sensitive is the button. Within this 1 second, it's checked 50 times. And in this 50 times, God knows how many times it's on, it's off. So when you release the button, the on-off button is in random state, totally random. You don't know when it's released, right? So let's verify. Let's run this program, okay?
How?
Don't hit my freaking computer.
Okay.
You get witchcraft.
This is next thing you guys need to do.
What did he do?
How do you make a new off mode?
He almost hit my computer.
Go to the homework session.
Which even page is this?
Go
Coach,
to,
Just saying, these controllers don't seem to be working with the.
which
What?
page is this? I can't.
These controllers don't,
Coach, which page is this?
even though they seem to be working when I go. Let me just text you.
Coach, what page is this?
You text yourself.
What page is that? I couldn't find it.
Same. What are introduction to?
Oh,
You go to the bottom.
Oh.
you can do that.
Okay, click that.
You
Do I need what is it, cast or whatever? Do I need global cast?
Donna said my Java still needs help.
Okay, well I'm not.
Did you already show
Coach,
Wi-Fi?
Coach, did you look it over?
What?
So you can see this joystick it doesn't have a problem, right?
Wait,
See,
he
look,
was-
look at this. Look. I can move that, right? And I can select blah blah blah. But when I try to do that,
Wait, why don't you? It's okay, doesn't matter.
Just means this is probably not in support. Try to change it to.
that's it. But even when I do this, it doesn't work. Even when I do that.
Wait, Coach, should I make a new op mode?
Okay. So that's the next thing I didn't tell you. It is you will right click and choose a new.
Yeah, I mean, here, when you put it through superclass and like.
It's not good. And here is already you already define a superclass.
Oh really?
See, public class teleop teaching extends optimal. You already have.
Off teaching.
Just copy and paste the whole thing. And do remember, in Java, your class name has to be the same as your file name. If your class name is called teleop yada yada, then you have to use exact file name teleop yada yada .java. Otherwise, it won't work. That's a Java. Right click, say new file. Right click here.
Where do I right click?
Oh.
New file.
Yeah,
Coach,
where
this
is
doesn't
the
work
file?
either.
What?
Go back.
Then that's a joystick problem. It's not a cool problem. Let's figure out later.
Okay.
Change it to another joystick. Maybe this one.
This one doesn't work either.
Then there must be this is wrong. Must be one of it. And you
Okay, so
do a
name.
software lead, right? Do you know that you're supposed to plug this into Java Station?
What do you call it? What do you call it?
What's on
Wait, what do I do? Like, new.
So tell you training.
Can I get JDK again?
I make a new file and then I paste it in, right?
Here, they name file.
I make a new file and then
Oh,
paste this in.
so name this.
Oh, and do you remember
When do I
my
make a new
JDK?
file?
No,
Would you?
mine still doesn't work. So even
What
if
about
I
this?
did remember,
What?
it probably wouldn't help.
Right click.
No, they even tell you off using Java.
Your file name has to be exactly as your class name.
Where does it state that? So I just copy and paste this entire thing.
No. The class name is right here.
Hopefully,
Okay.
they tell you.
Do I make Java class?
Yeah, of course. You're writing Java program. Right?
What's
No,
the name?
hers doesn't work, does it? Can you
I
make a
can,
Java
I
class?
can write programs. This can't do.
No, can you make a Java class?
It's letting me. So
Okay, then you're fine.
There it is. Then right click, create a new Java program, new Java class, and type in a name. It's called what? Class name is Tally Op Teaching. Then you have this table. You have to case sensitive
Okay, so this does have bugs.
where does it
teaching.
say?
And I
Teaching.
can't compile.
Oh, okay.
Say okay. Just say okay.
Wait, coach, I can't compile.
Then,
Is that?
then
But
just
you
add.
put it into, you put it in here.
Then delete everything.
Put it in here. Does that
And
sense?
copy and paste everything there.
Because I like the color.
No, this here.
When it's all done, you can't see what you write.
Not here. Not here.
Yes, you
Oh.
Right, copy paste.
This guy's gonna take forever.
How do you get JDK? I have the home now.
Then, can you follow the? Can you refresh the? Refresh your. Where's the code? Where's the class? This one?
Wait, so what do you need to download an Oracle?
No, the one.
The
The
JDK.
previous class. This class? Right?
Go back to the website. I sent
Can I
them.
go to second? Weird.
Did it tell you about the
Let me double check your later. Okay, so
Different control type.
basically what we need to do it is go to the homework session. Homework session is right here. Click this link and go to the and copy and paste everything here. Okay, copy everything, copy paste everything here. The copy.
That's a lot of comments.
Then go to the Android Studio. Then go to a team code session. Okay. And here you see that's most of the code lives. In order to get the new class, right click here and say new Java class and type in, remember you have to type in the name exactly as the class name, which is Tally Opt Teaching. Say okay.
Why do you just can't compile?
Just add to the Git repository. And because you need to delete everything here, then to do a paste. See, as here, you can see we paste it. We have a class name called tallyop.teaching.java and class name is tallyop.teaching. And
By the way,
this,
you have some weird servo stuff in there.
what?
You have some weird servo stuff in there.
Because that's a homework. Your homework it is,
Make it
first you need to implement reliably on-off button. You can see the press A button once, you see on. Press button A once, you see off. When you see this, you will complete the first step of the homework. The second step of homework it is you need to connect this on-off switch to a servo operation, right? In one scenario, it is for the robot. Think about if the robot has a claw. You use a one button click to close the claw. Press the button once more, open the claw. How do you implement it reliably? Got it? Got it? There's another way to implement the claw on-off button. It is use button A to open it, use button B to close it, right? You don't have any issue, right? In our issue, it is at the end of season, you will run out of button.
That's true.
Wait, was it a toggle on the first one we used? Was it a toggle?
Yeah, was it a toggle?
It wasn't a toggle.
No, it's not all
Why didn't we
Why
make
did
it
we
a
make it a
toggle?
toggle?
because our robot's function is so simple. So we didn't run out of button.
We were
But it
lazy
would
in
have been
other
easier
words.
if we did a toggle.
We were lazy in other words.
Right? So this is the first,
We should have made it a toggle.
yeah. So this is the first practice. So this is basically the homework you guys need to do in next week,
I think
in the
that's
following weeks. Right? First make this probe compile, and you can see the on-off button reliably when you on the screen first. See the message first. Then you connect to a servo. Make sure that and add something there. Make sure you can see this open and close operation flow. Got it? So let's explain this program a little bit, okay? So
Do you need a demo?
I cannot demo because I have something functioning right now.
I have something for you.
All right. So let's take a video and okay. Before we go in that, there's a little bit background knowledge you have to learn. The first it is in FTC robotics, there are a couple of functions you have to implement. The first function you have to implement it is the init function. In the init function, it is the place you get the devices from the configuration. Okay, and the second one is the init loop. Most of the cases you don't need to use it. If you have like a lengthy, the some init operation takes a while. For example, you need to initialize the on position and find out a 0 position for the on. Then you need to implement something here. Okay. Then the second thing you need to implement is a start. Basically, the start function will be called when you press the start button on the driver station. Got it? The init function is the function the robot will run when you press the init button. Got it? Okay. And the third function you have to implement, very important, is the loop function. If the loop function it is the cell phone will call this function, we iterate this function maybe 20 to 50 times per second. It's very important. Inside this function, you cannot implement a long operation. In the lesson 1, did you guys take a quiz say why the phone will drop signal? Right?
Yeah.
One option because you implement something operation long inside the loop function. Because the phone is supposed to loop 50 times per second. And you make a really long operation in this loop, and the phone will basically be blocked to do beaconing operation. Because in order to make the phone to make decision whether your driver station is connected to your robot controller, you are sending out a beacon message between them. Okay? If the driver station found out it cannot receive the beacon message from the robot controller, you will say it's loose connection. It will reset the phone. When you reset the phone, you have to need the robot again. Got it? You remember last year we had occasionally your phone drops because we have a bug in our program. All the function here takes long to execute. For example, you write a loop to read the sensor and never return. Or you make it take too long for you to make decision. You think, and never send out the command. right? Or you send out some command waiting for something, right? So that means inside this loop function, you have to make everything quick. Just read basic function is you have to read the sensor, make a decision, send out the command, and change the state if it needs, and quick, right? For example, in this on-off button, we first send out the message, right, to say it's on, right? Then this is reading the sensor, right? Gamepad as a sensor, is that right? Just treat the gamepad as a sensor. Read the sensor, make decision, and go, right? We never delay anything. Got it? Okay. So it is the first program you guys need to do. I will update this note a little bit more to reiterate the importance of the stuff you need to remember. Okay, let me reiterate. Okay, first, we have a couple of necessary functions to implement, which is init loop, start, and loop. Got it? And you have to make your loop function extremely fast. Don't make any blocking call. Otherwise, your phone will lose connection. Right? And the third thing, it is inside this loop, you are supposed to read the sensor, make decision, send out action code, and change the state if need. Right? So, and the homework it is, if you go to the end here, upload this code to Android Studio, make it compile. Okay, and here I already implement something in the loop. For example, see, in the loop function, I call a function called toggle3. You can change this to call toggle1. What is toggle1? Toggle1, it is show on-off button, right? Toggle2, it is I add some time delay here, right? So it depends on how much delay here. You put it there. You change the sensitivity of the on-off button. All right. This 1,000 means 1,000 milliseconds. That's 1 second. That means at most you toggle this once every 1 second. Got it? Different people have different sensitivity. If you are a pro, you probably put in half a second. If you are not a pro, you probably put a 5 second or 2 seconds. Depends on you. So this is a user experience now, right? Okay. And another thing I forgot, sometimes you need to implement stop function. This is very important for the teleop. Stop function, it is the place you clean up your resources. In the last FTC season, you have to close the camera in the stop function. If not, you will have a really tough time in the teleop. Because the camera will take resources in teleop, make your joystick response really slow. Right? Okay. So it is the lecture of this week. Okay. I will add more notes to here, and you guys should do the homework. Okay. In homework, if you want to comment something, you can send out question in the comment. Okay. Oh, I don't allow comment. Sorry about that. So.
Wait, so can we or can we not?
If comment is there, just add comment. I need to enable it. Okay. Okay. So this is this week's lecture. So in next week, I'm going to any of you. I want to see the function on-off button first, on-off switch first, right? If you finish that, then change the code and try to mount it to a servo. Okay? For servo, there's another trick you may run into, because in a servo, look at the servo code. The servo code, let's say, is on, and this servo position could be opposite. When they say on, the servo position may be off. It depends on how you mount the clock, right? There's another place you got tricked. Got it? So in next week, if you can do on-off switch, you got 1 credit. If you can make server works as predicted, you got 2 more credits. So basically, the whole thing of this class has 3 credits.
Just we do this at home.
So
You
we
need
get
to
a
show-
server right, we get 1 credit.
You got if you got server right, you got 3 credits.
End of next week. Next Saturday.
So tomorrow, if you want to come here tomorrow to work on it, you can work on it.
So we'll get time to work on it next Saturday.
We can work on it next Saturday.
Yeah, before the class. It's due before the class. Okay? Got it?
My job has.
Okay, class is over.
Okay,
So-
great. And we work on the strategy. We gotta do this. All right.
Got it?